Hi everyone. I am still very sick, but we're on our way to, how do you say it? Kibera?
Kibera, yes.
Kibera, and I'm with my friend
Hello
Kamal, right?
guys. Yes, I am Kamal.
Yeah, and tell them about yourself.
I was a resident of Kibera, grew up there for 15 years, and yeah, it's basically a good place. Don't believe everything that you've heard about it.
Well, they've never heard anything about it, so
Oh,
you
really?
can give them a little bit of history about it.
So Kibera is a slum. I bet you know that it's been in existence for quite a while. It's a place, it's kind of like a community itself. There's production, there's demand, so it's a coexistence of people. It's one type of people. So we'll just go know more about it and explore further about it.
Yeah. For me, it's been a reflection about putting myself in a out of my comfort zone, right? So in the West, we take a lot of things for granted, a lot of things, and it's very little things too. And it's not to say that those things aren't nice things to want or to have, but it's time to like put yourself in the perspective of other people and say, okay, how have they been able to manage without those like things that, to be honest, are luxuries, but we say like, oh, it's a necessity. And start to think, okay, what's actually priority for like coming here? And I don't want to use the word helping, because I also worry a lot that we're coming when we're thinking we're the saviors, right? So learn from what they have been able to do with little, and then change your perspective on what is actually necessary to do this work. So I was saying, in America, we have this thing where the more desperate you look, the better, like in terms of like making us feel less guilty about
Giving.
making us more willing to give. Like, you need to be as like dirty as like, you know, your skin clinging to your bones, like as possible.
I did
Uh-huh.
for some, I think, news agency in London, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So when the reporter was setting up the scene, she just went somewhere and grabbed a dirty cloth and hung it behind behind me. I'm like,
Goodness gracious, that's Africa. Oh, in a nutshell. Goodness gracious. But like, yes, we have dignity. Like, we don't want to be like this. Why do you feel like this is still the way that it is? Because people will think that, oh, it's because we don't know how to take care of ourselves, and that's what I'm talking about, like with this whole like, oh, poor them mentality. Like,
I feel like
they must desperately need our help.
I feel like if you like don't do the research yourself and find out the actual truth, you just end up believing, because you have no other source of information, you see. But if you like do the research and find out what is the real actual truth, then you will know.
Yeah. So this is the Kibera slum areas, and then if you literally just turn around, there's a golf course that doesn't allow any of the people to come and play golf. Ridiculous.
Once you've boarded the train, so they're called matatus. Have you heard of it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's like a matatu. So there's a conductor inside.
Yeah.
When you get in,
This is a train track. It's so interesting to me when I hear rap music from America. Yeah. How it gets all the way over here. And I'm sure these rappers don't even realize. Because in the US, they're kind of like, they're not as famous.
oh, but here,
But like, yeah, but somehow you guys like find out about them. And I bet you they wouldn't even know that, oh my gosh, my music is reaching all the way to Africa. Like, the really, really famous ones know, like, wait, so tell me which rappers you do know. Before I say.
I know Chance.
Okay, yeah. So I'm sure Chance knows, for example. I'm sure like P. Diddy or like Puff Daddy, he knows. But like these other, we call them SoundCloud rappers. They probably have no idea.
Also, I stay with guys who make music.
Oh, okay.
But then theirs is more acoustic.
Probably more my style. I'm not into rap that much.
Oh, really?
We don't also realize the impact of like waste.
Pollution. That's the thing, like I really want to, because of plastic pollution.
Yeah. But Kenya has a law now, right, that's outlawed the use of like single-use plastics. Because this is the kind of things that happen, unfortunately. Okay, so this road was, you said, literally just...
Built together. It's not even finished. If you look on that wagon over there.
So this road is halfway done or partially done and was just started a couple of days ago. Now, what's the issue with getting roads like built? Because I know there's also been like a lot of talk about that on the news about how to get tenders or contracts for people to come and
build.
Yeah, to finish paving a lot of them.
So this road particularly, which is being built here, is I think a Chinese contractor is building it.
Oh, really?
The Kenya and China relationship has grown for quite a while.
Okay.
And the aim of this road, there's another bypass passing through it to like reroute traffic to like not go into town. If you don't have to go to town, you can just use this road connects to the bypass on the other side of Kibera.
Yeah.
And then just go to either Mombasa Road or...
Got you.
So, yeah, it's gonna be a big road. It's gonna be it's opening up Kibera because it's like passing through right in the middle of Kibera.
Yeah. So then that's more access to like the city center for people, and does that make it easier for them to get to work if they wanted to work outside of Kibera? Okay. Is this still the railroad track, the same one?
Yes.
But this one is not used.
It is.
Oh, it is.
Yes.
So the train comes through here.
The train comes, you guys just dodge it over that.
Oh gosh. Wow. So like you wouldn't think there would be enough space for a train to come here.
So guys just move their stuff when the train comes.
Yeah.
And then when it leaves,
They
go
just
back to
put it back.
display, yeah.
Wow. Even a movie theater. That's amazing. Because people wouldn't think, oh, they want to go watch a movie. Or do they know what movies are? No, people will really say something ignorant like that. Yeah.
Wow.
That's the sad part of this whole discussion when you're in the States about like, oh, what do they need to do in Africa? Like if I didn't come here with you now, I probably wouldn't have even thought to myself, oh, maybe they have a movie theater. And I wouldn't like say, oh, they wouldn't, but I just wouldn't have thought about it. But some people would blatantly say, oh yeah, why would they even have the money to go pay for movies or whatever, you know? So this is the football field. Wow, it's a really big one, yeah. Wow. Oh man, so much to do. Yeah. Carolina for Kibera.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a like long-term project that has been developing.
And what kind of program is that?
They build schools for girls.
Okay.
They host. They build. I think a football stadium.
Yeah.
So they mainly empower girls and small boys to go to school, pay for their tuition. I once went there for a seminar. I don't remember what it was about. It was, I think, about technology and something. So they kind of wanna open up Kibera to the rest of
the world. At least through skills training, if not like physically, right?
Yeah.
And what about this area? Is this a church?
Yeah, this is a church.
Oh wow!
It's a
I
new
just
building.
guessed.
It's actually a new one. So we're gonna come to a very huge ground.
Okay.
As I said, the people of Kibera love football.
Uh-huh.
I told you, it's a whole community. There's even tournaments in Kibera.
Oh
here.
wow! So this is a football game happening, and yeah, you can tell like they made the whole what is it called? The field themselves, right? see him. I just want to repeat what we were talking about. So like we was mentioning what young people probably do here for fun. And I was like, some of y'all are spoiled in the US. You wouldn't know what to do with yourself, like if you didn't have the TV or your cell phones with you. But here, you're way more creative and you probably have way more fun. When they say hotel on the door, what do they mean by that?
Basically a place you can get food.
Oh, okay. So a hotel is like a restaurant, really? Okay.
When I was in high school, after immediately I finished high school, I bought a candy floss machine. I asked for cash from my aunt. I bought a candy floss machine. So I used to like sell. You sell until you're like, wow, I need to buy another one. So yeah, there's, like you said, the people capital here.
Yeah.
It's quite huge.
Oh, you're right. It's just a matter of investment.
So now we're in.
Yeah. All right, sorry guys, you missed the chicken, but this is the town, the area. Oh, and I really wanted to show them like cooking and everything like that.
So now you're fine. I'm trusting. You're fine. I said.
Oh, and another one. Yeah, this is nice. I mean, it's nice in that, you know, it's clearly a sense of community. It's just a shame that people feel like they have to be relegated to this only. But it's like people are making the best out of the situation either way. That's good. Hello everyone. So I am multitasking again per usual as I talk about my day for today. So I had an interesting meeting regarding the project that I'm working on while I'm here. So I won a grant from the Pollination Project, which is an organization that gives seed funding to do to basically pilot programs across the globe. They have a lot of grantees in Africa as well, doing numerous things. But the grant that I won was for developing courses in entrepreneurship or curriculum in entrepreneurship for, initially it was proposed to do it for people living in refugee camps. So I was extremely, extremely excited. It's been a month now since I've been here in Nairobi, and I've been trying to get in touch again with the people at the refugee camp. Unfortunately, I cannot. And I have a strict timeline for the time that I'm going to be here in Kenya, number one, and also the timeline for when I have to actually implement the program. So, by the way, I'm doing my nails. That's what you hear in the background. So, given that I can't hear from them, and I don't know if I'll ever hear from them, I hope that would not be the case, that they're just straight up ignoring me after all the work I put into creating a proposal for what the project is going to look like. But in any event, when I was doing my tour of when I was doing a tour of Kibera, we happened to fall upon a center that is in the major square where they do a lot of like initiatives and outreach events for people at the camp. And the people who run that center, the organization is called the Human Needs Project, interested in having me come there and do my workshop. So it's a little bit of a different setting. It's not a refugee camp, but it's still in a high needs area. Kibera is the largest slum. I'm trying to think of a better word, or largest impoverished living area. I guess slum, I'm trying to think of a better word for slum, but it's the largest in all of Africa, and it's the third largest in the world. It's unbelievable. It's literally like its own community. And the reason why I don't like the way that they characterize it as slum, yes, there's a lot of reasons why you would use that word. There's basically no kind of infrastructure whatsoever, or for the most part. So access to clean water is problematic, except until some institutions have come there and have set up water filtration systems and things like that. People there are usually people who migrate from the rural areas of Kenya and use that as a transition space to find cheaper housing, to find affordable housing and jobs in Nairobi. So usually they can't afford to get apartments or live in any area outside of the slum area once they move here from the rural areas. So I guess it's like not a halfway house, but it's like if you're living in the projects but you're trying to find a way to move into like a nicer area and you just are staying in the project or affordable housing in the US until you can find your way out. Now usually the case is that people get stuck in affordable housing structures or housing projects in places like New York, for example. That's usually like it's generation to generation lives there because of the huge issue that we have with racial disparities and access to economic growth or access to like career advancement programs and things like that. So think of that like as Kibera. It's just an area where there's like a huge underdeveloped housing project, but instead of like building, it's like several, huts or makeshift houses that are there that people live in. And then the community is extremely resourceful, as my friend and tour guide Kamal showed me. They basically have set up a lot of things that you would want anywhere else in their own little area where they live. So movie theaters, they have it. They have mechanics there that are self-taught, self-trained in car mechanics and car repairs. There are people who build doors. Again, all these people are self-taught. So, I mean, these people don't just wait around for handouts. They don't just wait around to find a way to make ends meet, which maybe some people feel like they're just stuck there because they don't have the wherewithal to know how to improve themselves, but they're very resourceful. So finding ways to make money and start businesses within that area, the people got it down pack. So when I was going through the tour and I was asking Kamal, like, what actually do you think I should do? Because it's not like they need to learn entrepreneurship. If anything, people can learn how to be resourceful and entrepreneurial through them because they're doing a lot with very little. So we were talking about what kind of training we could offer for them. And I'm really excited to announce what we're gonna do. We really had a great, productive meeting, and it's just like a sign that when one door closes, clearly there's another one opening, and there's a reason why I'm here. Who would answer this question? Who am I to the people in Kibera? So that could be your neighbors, that could be, if you're very famous, maybe a lot of you already have an established business that everybody comes to for a certain thing. You already volunteered. And don't worry, you're entered already too.
And to the Kibera people, I think normally perceive things that if other people do, as in I can tap into any potential that's coming and even try to warn others about the danger that is coming. Some stops.
Okay, so she's doing a good job of basically showing other products. So even if you're not going to do your hair right, there's some products there that you might still say, let me stop and buy from her. And then she has an opportunity
the speakers who've been there have been of great help to us. And I believe if more of these opportunities are done frequently, I know more of us will really grow to a larger height. The major challenge for most of us is finances. We may have the business ideas as expected of us, but then we are not able to fulfill these ideas. So if also we can get to know how we can get the financial assistance as well, I believe that would go a great way to help